It's just different.
How long you had that piercing in your ear? Like that?
A couple of years now. Like,
Did it hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But it wasn't as bad as this. Nor this.
Really? Your nose hurt?
You know, it's that sinus thing.
Ah,
where
okay.
it's like anything with your nose, when it pinch it, you just...
I might be sick in the head because I was turned on a little bit. Like when that one tear fell out and I felt it go through my nose, I was like, fuck.
This was like ooh.
That sting felt like so good. I think that's why my nipples pierced
This
again.
was like a pinch. I'm going to get mine done too. We should
go get them done together. I had them done and then maybe like 3 weeks later I found out I was pregnant.
I got mine done right when I turned 18. It was like my rite of passage to me. I felt so sexy. I wanted to like walk around with no bra on.
All the time. We should go get them done. Mm-hmm. For sure, you're right on. I like it. Mm-hmm. When we go celebrate starting this project. I'm celebrating everything this year. I said it.
I told you that.
Yeah.
This is your year.
I'm just claiming it. I don't give a fuck how big it is. I don't give a fuck how small it is. I need a reason to drink.
We going to the
shake
big
ass
cookout for your birthday.
Shout out to Lionel and Navy Green and Dave for just putting shit together. Every time they DJ, it just seems like it's a good time. I know, like in general, like that group of people, they always do something cool, but just
I don't never hear nothing going crazy. No,
and I like the idea of knowing that when I see their name attached to something, that I know that it's going to be like a drama-free time. Like, that's the goal. You can't control the people who come and what happens in that. But I just feel like there's enough like-minded people that when they get together, it's never no bullshit. So I'm excited to go. I love Philly.
I am too.
Yeah. I've never been to that park before.
What we wearing?
Sundresses, no drawers.
Okay. I was thinking shorts, but sundress does sound better.
So sundress, no drawers. Yeah.
I might wear... No, I don't want to have to buy nothing. So, yeah.
I got that bright-ass red sundress in the house that I wore to Chicago when I spoke. The off-the-shoulder one. That goes all the way down to the floor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to just rock that. I ain't got too many wears out of that shit. And I don't have to wear underwear nor a bra with that because it covers up my big-ass nipples. Jesus. Welcome to another episode of Jaded and Evolving. I'm your host, Chakras.
And I'm your other hostess, Natasha.
We in this bitch. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe on every motherfucking thing. Get 2 black beautiful women into the algorithm because black people deserve to be there.
Watch this with your homegirl, your homeboy, your friends, your family.
Bras and bonnets are optional and you can smoke with us. What you been up to, friend?
Just getting ready for this hike. By the time this will come out, the hike would have been over.
Yeah. You excited? Or are you like...
I am excited and nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous.
I think any event.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like it's going to be a great time regardless.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you can't fuck up a hike.
No.
I just feel like it's such a...
If the weather is like how it is right now...
If the weather is like this...
It's going to be great.
I'm not leaving. Y'all can hike back down. If the weather's like this, I'll be like, y'all niggas can go ahead.
That's what I was thinking.
If you just walk straight back down the hill, you'll be
That's
fine.
what I was thinking. I was like, if it's nice... Because it was saying that it was going to be cloudy, but I looked at that on Thursday. So I was like, things change. Yeah. Maryland weather is weird. And it's like 82 right now.
Yeah. I sat outside and did my work this morning, my spiritual work. And like read my psalms and things it just felt so good outside. I finished my coffee outside. I finished everything in the grass.
It's gonna be 80 degrees
around the time we start hiking.
It's gonna be we starting at 10, right? Mm-hmm. It's gonna be 78.
That's still good.
Yeah.
And then it'll get a little warmer by the time we get up to start swimming and shit.
By the time we get there, it's gonna be like 82.
Yeah. I'm fucking with it.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down for all the unethical black people shit. Like. Everything that they say niggas don't do, I'm trying to do.
That.
Yeah.
I realized that everything that I like doing goes against the grain.
It's not nigga centralized.
All the things that I've wanted to do, people have told me that's white people stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, I like it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, because the other day, it's always a post.
Yeah.
I saw a post that was just like, people that are healing themselves, it's really just you going back to what you like doing as a child.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, I don't remember what I like doing as a child. I don't know if it was that much fucking trauma, or I do know that I was depressed as a child. My parents were going through a divorce and all that. So I don't remember much, and I try to ask my mom, like, did I like art? Do I like this? Did I like that? And she was just like, yeah, you like making, you had paintings. I remember making her like some pottery stuff and all that. So I'm trying to get back to that because I realize when I do it, I'm good at it.
Yeah.
But it's like, what else did I want to do as a child that I don't remember or didn't have the chance to do?
I'm thankful that my demographic was a little different. My parents were going through a divorce in my like teenage years or early teenage years, but I lived in Hartford County. So I had no choice but to go for hikes, had no choice but to go for a walk, go to the park, because it was the only fucking option. There was not, like, everywhere you had to go, you had to walk to. So I was thankful that I grew up in like a white people or like a gentrified area, because it was hella white people out there where I was, and it was almost foreign to see like little black kids doing shit. But over time, I realized that it's not just white people shit. I'm thankful that I had the upbringing that I did. Like, my parents saw at an early age, like, if my kids stay in the city, they might grow up a little fucking rough.
I wasn't in the city.
You were in like the county.
Yeah, and it was before everybody that was in the city had to start moving out to the county. So it was still decent.
You just didn't have resource.
I had an older sister that was 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
So anything that I wanted to do, it was kind of like a on her time.
Yeah.
Or
And
figure
at
out.
her validity, right? Like, whatever the fuck she kind of wanted to do, you had to find something like age appropriate for you to do. In the meantime, my brother's 8 years older than me, but we didn't spend a lot of time together growing up because he worked. Like, once that nigga was old enough to get a job, that nigga had a job.
Her too.
Yeah, and then he had a
she
lot of
my niece and
friends.
stuff.
So
That
I
too.
hung out with
I
my
kinda
friends.
tagged along.
I could not hang out with my brother's friends, and it wasn't nothing wrong with him or nothing. It's just my brother would leave the house at like 7 a.m. and that nigga would come home 7 a.m. the next day.
Jesus Christ.
Like, he would just be outside, and he always had a place to sleep. He always had, because my brother is like a recluse. That nigga stayed to himself, like, for real. You met my brother. He's just real fucking chill, and that's why nobody ever has a problem with like him staying over their house or anything, because he's so out the way. Like, my brother is a out the way ass nigga. He's so fucking quiet. He used to have to announce that he was leaving the house or when he was coming back in because we would not hear him. Like, that's just how swift he moves, and I don't think it's anything like a tribute. He's never been a criminal, like, no shit like that. He's not doing anything illicit or like ill.
Some
The
people
nigga just
don't-
soft foot and just be out the fucking way.
nothing
He's
wrong
left
with
the
that.
country and come back like, yeah, I was in Germany for 3 days, and we like, nigga, we thought you was downstairs. Like, how the fuck did we not hear you coming in and out of the house? At one point, he was in Amsterdam. We didn't see him for a week. We really thought that this nigga was leaving out and coming back in. It was my stepbrother leaving out because they shared the basement together. And we was like, oh, they leaving around the same time. Nope, it was him and his girlfriend coming in and out
Niggas.
the downstairs room, like the downstairs door. So I'm thankful for my upbringing, because I had the type of upbringing where you would probably say like, oh, she had like a white people's upbringing. And I did, kind of. Like, a lot of my friends were white. My friends had in-ground pools. They had Italian greyhounds for pets and puppies and shit. Like, I went to schools like Joppatown and Magnolia. I had a way different upbringing, but I still had nigga shit going on because my parents were very much niggas. We still had cookouts in the backyard. We was the one playing the loud music.
That's what I do remember, going over my aunt's house, because she lived in Pikesville. So she did have the in-ground pool, and we would go over there and we would have cookouts, and we would have the New Year's brunches and stuff like that. And when it was summertime, the family is coming over and swimming. Like, I almost drowned over there, and one of my cousins came and got me. I was ready to jump back in. Like, that, like, the fearless part. That's probably why I don't remember nothing. Fuck that shit. You almost drowned.
I think in general, when you're in your childhood years and they are not formulated to be the best, you probably only remember the trauma.
Yeah.
I remember some good shit about my, like, rearing, but a lot of the shit is like, I remember my parents beefing out front. Like, go to fucking house if y'all gonna be arguing. Like, why the fuck? I remember just dumb shit, like breaking my ankle on Thanksgiving because I'm running, not paying the fucking attention. Like, I remember stupid shit, like shit that probably doesn't have anything to do with anything. It had to be some real monumental, good feeling ass shit for it to be. And that's kind of sad, right? That's kind of fucked up that you focus on the trauma. But when that feels like all the fuck you know, trauma is such a new feeling. When you first feel it, it's a different type of sad, because you sad, you angry, you scared, you got this fight or flight in you, and it's all happening at one time. And it's like whooping your ass. And I like vividly remember those experiences. But when you ask me like, oh, well, what was your childhood like? I'm like, nigga, I don't know. Cause
I was
like
going to school every day.
and
I went to the
coming home.
PAL Center.
Yeah.
Like,
but I
that's
couldn't tell you
only
what the
thing
fuck I was
went
doing
by
that day.
myself.
I could tell you what
Specifically, no.
Yeah, I could tell you that like they had a basketball court. I remember going over there. Maybe I played pool every now and then, but I don't.
Played basketball.
Yeah, I can't recall anything like outright.
I think I went on a field trip.
You see, but like if somebody was like, "Tell me your most traumatic moments in life," it's like, "Nigga, I remember this one time." You see what I'm saying?
My parents was yelling loud as fuck. Well, my mom. It was my mom. She was yelling loud as fuck, and I ran in there, and I was just like, "Stop yelling at each other!" And my dad just looked at me. He was like, "I'm not the one yelling." Like, he literally looked at me and was like, "I'm not yelling."
I never got in between.
And
my
then
parents
so I
yelling.
looked at my mom, and she got real quiet, and I don't remember anything else after that.
I never got in between my parents arguing. I would just let them argue.
It
I would
was
sit in my
just
room,
a
close the
lot.
door. Yeah, I would just sit in my room, close the door. I would walk out the house.
You see how I am.
Yeah, I would walk the fuck
My
out the house.
sister wasn't there that day, so I couldn't.
I was famous for leaving the house. I don't give a fuck.
I
Like,
couldn't do that.
and see, I think that's the difference. Like in Hartford County back in the day, I lived in one of those neighborhoods. Like if your kid got kidnapped, it was because you just let your baby be free. Like I was walking to school at 8 because it just felt that safe. You see what I'm saying?
I was walking to school. I did start walking to school by myself kind of early.
Yeah, so
It
it's
was
like
first grade, second grade. Like my sister would walk to the corner.
yeah,
I would walk the rest
but it
of the
was
way.
safe enough.
But yes.
You see what I'm saying? So like when my parents and shit started arguing, I just left out the crib. I would go next door because those are my actual relatives. We didn't find out till later on in life that they were my actual relatives, but they were we used to leave our front doors open. So if the front door was unlocked, I would just go next door, and they never asked me anything then because they could hear it through the
I
wall.
could go to my next door neighbors. It was this older couple. They had like a spare key to our house.
Okay,
And then I would just go over there and be like, hey, and stuff, and
just kind of chill out there.
They were like grandparents before I met. Well,
this was my aunt and uncle.
Understood
Yeah, like that dynamic.
yeah.
Even like up the street
Play in
from
the
me,
backyard.
I had a babysitter who used to watch me after school when both of my parents, like my dad had started working on the railroad and his hours were weird. Miss Liz, she passed away, but I still talk to her daughter sometimes. Shout out to them. But I remember like having the flu and my parents couldn't even take off of work to take care of me. So I had to have the flu at her house. And then my aunt or my grandmother or somebody came to get me. And then I just stayed sick in my aunt's basement for like a week. And I vividly remember those things. And I vividly remember like, my parents would be beefing and I would walk to her house and I would just knock on the door because we lived on a strip of houses. So like I lived 336 and then it was like even numbers all the way up the street. And I would like just knock on her door and she just already knew. Home. Yeah, like no, they were together. They were townhomes. Okay. But she just already knew. Like I wouldn't even have to say shit. I wouldn't even be crying or anything. I would just 3 knocks on the door. She would open the door. And their house smelled like cigarettes. I vividly remember that smell. Like I'm talking about she used to chain smoke and she was this little white lady with like a pixie cut and her husband was this big ass white man named Mr. Tim. But when I tell you that, well, like when you first look at him, you're probably like, these racist motherfuckers. But when I tell you they love me like it was nobody's business, like I might cry. Like I vividly remember Miss Liz just like being this lady and just being like, and it had nothing to do with my parents beefing. Cause even before they started arguing, I just remember this white lady just loving me. Like it was a different type, because like I'm a total stranger and she just really fucked with me, and then she did like bitch, because that's what I'm crying about. Like the bitches did.
No, that's how it was. The next door neighbors, me and my mom had went over there and the husband had passed away, and I was just like not my adopted pop like fuck is you girl.
I'm feeling a little type of way. I gotta make sure Mr. Tim's still alive. Let me not find out he died.
I did see the wife and like the daughter not too long ago, I think. But I do need to drive over there by myself just to be like, hey, who lives here?
Have you ever had like a teacher or like somebody you know pass away, like a close teacher?
No.
I found out 2 of my teachers died, like of course after they passed, but it made me feel a certain type of way because like why would you die? Like
that's probably good that I don't know, because I would probably be the one. I wrote one of my teachers a letter and she like wrote me one back. This was while I was still going to school. Like with me being the religious child that I was, like I gave her something, and she like wrote me back. She was just like, your dedication and everything is so. And if I found out that she passed away, I'd
be
really
fucking
upset,
hurt.
yeah.
Girl, I specifically have a teacher in mind. If I found out that my choir teacher died, like, don't let me find out after the fact. I need to be there. The whole choir need to get together and sing at the funeral.
Any of the high school teachers that I'm really close with, if they passed away, because they weren't even that fucking old. That's like late 20s, 30s.
That's how I'm
like
feeling.
They like late 30s, 40s right now.
Don't get me wrong.
I follow some of them on freaking Instagram.
Don't get me wrong. My social studies teacher, he was old when he died, but he was old when he had us. Like, Mr. Riley had the only room in the, cause you remember when school started building out them little rooms in the middle? Like, they used to have, like, hallways and shit, but they like, damn, we got too many kids. Like, we got to put them, like, let's build some classrooms.
Oh,
so they put the fucking divider walls up. Yes. Mr. Riley had the fucking divider room at the very end. It ain't had no fucking windows, but he covered the entire room in, like, history pages. So every time you looked at the wall, it was something in history. And it was from all walks of history. I'm talking about, like, Black history. It would be like some medieval shit, and you could ask him anything, and Mr. Riley had an answer for every fucking thing. And he had skin cancer because we used to ask him, like, what are these patches? And he would often have, like, surgeries over the weekend but still come back to work. So he would have, like, skin missing from his arm, but then his nose would be weird, and he'd be like, yeah, like, I have skin cancer. So they used to take it from my arm, put it on my nose, or they would take it from, like, my leg and, like, put it on my other leg. And we were fascinated by this shit that, like, 90% of the class was like, show us where they took skin, like, if it was appropriate. And he would be like, y'all gotta stop asking me this. And we like, no, Mr. Riley, like, show
we want to know, we are kids.
And that's why I have not an obsession, but that's why I fuck with bananas, because he had diabetes and he was telling us I have to eat a banana a day for the potassium. We started eating the bananas with Mr. Riley. We used to be like, Mr. Riley, did you have your banana today? And he'd be like, no, I saved it just for y'all class. And I would have him like fourth period or something. We'd go in there and be fucking the bananas up. I mean, like, a class 27 kids, this one white man, and we in that bitch. It did look a little racist if you think about it. 28 black kids, white man, we look like monkeys. It was fine though. It was fine. And we still fuck that shit up. When Mr. Riley died, I was mad as shit.
Y'all is Curious George and that nigga.
And he was the fucking, yes. Girl, shout out to Mr. Riley. R.I.P. to my mans, man. That was my man's for real. And Mr. Gerke. But Mr. Gerke was already sick. We knew Mr. Gerke was sick even when we was in school. But when Mr. Gerke died, and I went to Overly. So Overly was like a mixture. Overly reminded me of Lean on Me. Like, you had some kids that really cared about school, but 90% of them kids
I think one of the teachers did pass away. When I transferred to the city for the 8th grade, the homeroom teacher that I had for, like, social studies and stuff, I think he did pass away.
That's what, like, why y'all die though? Like, you was my teacher, bro. Like, what the fuck?
He was chill too.
Or like the secretaries up front. Let me find out when the secretaries died. Bro.
Nigga.
Bro.
So you know I work for a school system. Why the hell the principal secretary passed away?
See, that's what I'm saying.
I was like that. She reminded me so much of my aunt. It made me sad. Like, every time I think about it, it's my realization, like, she not here no more.
It fuck with you.
Yes.
Because you get close to these people. It's nothing like getting close to a random fucking person, like, because of work or because of whatever. Specifically with work, is because you see people for, every day. But, like, even school, that's all you know, for real. I'm in this bitch 99% of the day, for real. Because, like, when I go home, I ain't doing shit. But after a while, you develop these relationships with these people. And here I am at this ripe-ass age of 30. She probably don't even remember me because I was, like, 6 or 7. But I've come across situations where they like, oh, my God, Christian, like, how are you? And I'm like, who the fuck are you? But then they say something, and I'm like, oh, shit. And I gotta watch myself because I'm like, oh shit, this lady like 75. I'm all disrespectful. But it be fucking with me. I be like, man, shout out to like administrators, teachers, all that. If your child is in school and your child say anything, like, I took my son's teacher flowers on the last day of school. Well, it was the Monday, the last week, but he be out of town thugging with his rounds. So he was going on vacation, and I dropped the fucking flowers off, and she just was really appreciative. You have to put up with my kid all day long, bro.
That is a huge thing. When Teacher Appreciation Week comes around and teachers don't be getting stuff, they do feel like, it's not like I deserve a gift or whatever, but it's just like, are people really recognizing the impact that I have on their child? Like, the fact that there's a lot of parents that, like, really don't be giving a shit, but then want to come up to the school and argue at somebody.
Did you see the video?
Because they don't be doing shit at home, so now your child is acting unruly in school, and you get mad at everybody else, but this person is literally trying to care for your child. Like, my friends, they teachers. And nigga, the way that they take care of I done fed some kids.
Did you see the video where the guy said that it was a guy and it was like a stitch or something, but one of them was saying that the child had peed on themselves in school and they had a change of clothes. The teacher put the child in the change of clothes, put the soil clothes in the backpack.
Yes.
The parent didn't check the backpack for like a week
and
straight.
They had to put the thing
and they had to put the bracelet
and
the
just
people was like, don't put shit, don't attach shit to my child. The fact that you have not checked your child's backpack, first of all,
I would appreciate if y'all just sent me an email. Y'all don't read anything. Y'all don't even.
The thing that pissed me off the most,
system that I work for is starting to do text messages.
The thing that
they still don't read.
The thing that pissed me off the
will
most,
block the school number,
is the fact that you didn't even realize that your child had on a different pair of clothes when they got home. Like, you don't pay attention. People don't be paying attention to their fucking kids. That 12-year-old girl that went missing, like, thank God they found her alive.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Okay,
and she's fine.
Good.
But she was on her way to see a man in Philadelphia. All this shit that I've been seeing lately where people are like...
She looked familiar, too.
Yeah, doesn't
That's
she?
what bothered
She looks
me.
very familiar. What's irking me the most out of all of these situations is people are saying things like...
Start getting in your child's phone.
Literally.
It's okay. Like,
to
now,
look,
as an adult...
Girl...
With my mom beat my ass because I was talking to an 18-year-old and I was only 14. I understand.
When did parents stop going through their kids' phones? Because
they want to be their fucking friends.
No, up until my sister was maybe
friend
like
when I'm an adult.
My little sister's on my phone bill now, but
you be looking through that joint.
I don't even look through her phone mainly because she tells me everything. Yeah. She talks to me about everything.
And I think that's what parents are thinking their children are doing. No. Oh, my child talks to me. Your child is not telling you about this grown-ass man that they found on TikTok.
I know when my little sister is acting weird. I know because she won't reach out as often, or she starts acting weird around me.
My mom be saying that
her vocabulary is different, like little things. If I start to witness changes in her, I'm immediately like, give me a phone, or like, what's going on? I'm down a rabbit hole on her social media. I'm looking at who she's recently followed. People don't be fucking monitoring their kids no more. And I'm seeing a lot of people blame the school system and they blaming all these other people. They blaming artists and all this other shit. You're the fucking parent. And that excuse of you're too busy, you wasn't too busy to have the little motherfucker. You're not too busy to claim that little motherfucker on your taxes every year.
You're not too busy to be up that man that you had them with ass, or that bitch that you had them with ass.
Speaking of that, I saw a video yesterday. The man is an absent father. Very absent, okay? Like, went to get milk, never came back. Stepfather steps up, takes the child to the barbershop.
Gets upset.
The father, who has not been around, finds out, pulls up to the barbershop ready to fight the stepdad. Who the fuck told you to cut my son's hair? Who the fuck told you to take my son to the barbershop? The nigga literally looked at me and was like, yo, we ain't seen you in years. Not months, in years. And I mean, this nigga is getting rowdy. He like, I'm gonna call you baby. I'm just gonna call you baby mother. I'm gonna call my girlfriend so we get to the bottom of this. But this nigga is in this nigga face. Get on the phone with the girlfriend. The girlfriend like, just let him take him for now. Because he knew he wasn't gonna harm the boy. Just let him take him for now because he's causing this ruckus for nothing. He on yelling to the boyfriend phone, in the phone. Keisha, you thought bitch. You let this nigga take my... First of all, where the fuck have you been?
Your own child.
He like, this nigga want to be Russell Wilson so bad. Y'all niggas hate to see another nigga raise y'all kid when y'all don't want to raise y'all kid. Yo. I used to work at child support. I see this shit all the time.
And it's really both sides. Because why the fuck y'all keep sleeping with Future?
Not
when
even
he got
just that.
5 kids.
Not even just that. You can't be a bitter baby mother because the baby father don't want you. You can't do that.
Yeah, no.
You can't do that to your child. It's one thing when there's an actual fallout, right? And there's a reason to be upset. But if that man just clearly sees that you're not a good mother, and he goes and gets a girlfriend, and now you beefing with her when she's a good stepmom.
For what? Be glad that there's somebody else that wants to take care of your little peasy ass child.
Shout out. All I'm gonna say is shout out to my sister Celeste because she do the damn thing. When my niece was first coming up, I vividly remember like conversations with my son's godfather, because that's my husband's like mentor when he went through like his like tech training, like fixing phones and shit like that. That's how he met Marcus. When Marcus was going through the shit that he was going through with his wife at the time, his now ex-wife, him and Celeste at first started dating. When I tell you this ex-wife was giving her the fucking blues, and no, my daughter can't go over there. No, you can't take my daughter barrettes out of her head. When my goddaughter's hair, like my niece's hair, would be matted, like the barrette would be matted into her hair, and Celeste would like do her hair. She would wash her hair, put it back in the same fucking style. It had nothing to do with the fact as though she fixed her hair. It was the fact that she touched her hair. Why are you touching my daughter? Are you bathing my daughter? Are you doing this? Are you doing... Girl,
her
please.
hair is matted.
Girl, please. She would come over there. At one point, she wasn't even reading on the correct grade level. And this was at no fault to Marcus because Marcus was doing his best, right? He's the father.
But
he's trying to get his kids.
But the daughter isn't living with her.
She moved 9 hours away to be spiteful and then got mad because they was willing to drive 4.5 hours. Went to court and was like, I have no problem with meeting her halfway every weekend if we need to. And the judge was just kind of like taking it back because I guess they were looking for like a rift in between them. And he was like, I don't give a fuck if I got to drive the whole 9 hours. And knowing the type of nigga that he is, right? Because you want character witnesses there. I guess they was expecting for somebody to be like, oh, nah. When even if we had to write a statement, we like, no, this nigga's dead ass serious. If he had to drive 13 hours both ways, he's going to take care of his kid. Being a bitter baby mother don't help your kid. Being a bitter baby daddy do not help your kid.
It's better when if the parent doesn't want to be around, you allow your child to see that. Don't take that person out of your child's life because you're upset.
Yeah.
Allow that person to show who they are to your child.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I ever be saying.
It's way better that way. It's way better for your child to understand that's why my parent worked so fucking hard because this broke ass whoever.
One parent has to be the bigger person. Like, I hate to see when both parents just can't get it together or when they both arguing and they both say that it's for the betterment of the child when we both know that it's not.
My
like,
parents did pretty good, even though I know, like, it was, like,
yeah,
bad blood.
My parents definitely did well given the circumstances because when they did get together,
things later on, it was like, oh.
When they used to be like threatening to hurt each other, but if I was in the hospital, my dad would like, you put them feelings to the side, or my mom would put those feelings to the side to be there. And even to this day, I know that they can't really stand each other. Mm-hmm. But I think my parents low-key have this such deep love for one another that it has turned into hatred. Because if I called my father and said that anything happened to my mother, my mother literally sat on the phone the other day because we were talking about this, like just talking about relationships in general. And I was like, I know that y'all are doing the best that y'all can, like just in life. And my mom was like, yeah, she was like something along the lines of, even in a situation, if it's outside of, you know, like my relationship with your father, I'm not gonna, like if my father had got into some shit, my mother wouldn't check my father in front of anybody. My mother's gonna rob, even though that's her ex-husband, she'd check his ass in private. But in public, you would think that my parents were still together. They don't play about each other. And I know it's for the sake of us, but it be low key like, it be sparking me up because I be like, yo, these some real ass niggas. Like, I got two real ass niggas as parents. They are willing to put anything to the side, even though I know they hate each other. Like, it's vivid. Like, you can see their pupils dilate because they don't want to do it.
My mom would appreciate
but
if she could have that. But yeah, my dad, because the way that he is, he gets so far stuck up the crack of somebody's ass, so he like loses that sense of self, which I see in myself a lot, and I'd be like, that's not healthy. Like, now that I'm correcting that, I'm like, that's not cool. Like, you still need to be willing to, I mean, I'm a grown-ass woman now, so it's like, whatever. And if I could talk to him, I would be like, why do you do that? Like, I would have set that boundary with him too, the way that I did with my mom. But it's like, I would have been like, you still should talk to my mother because y'all literally have two freaking kids together. Like, I don't understand why you, like, if there's something going on, like, I know that there's a situation going on with my sister. And so, my mom is there.
But does your dad know?
Exactly. Like, how would I, like, my mom, like, is he going to answer the phone?
I would just text him and be like, hey.
And then he would probably be like, well, why ain't Keith called me, my brother-in-law? And I'd be like, well, what the fuck? Like,
my dad is the type, like, my parents have each other's number, but it's like way in the pits of the contacts. Like, they never use it. And I just remember one time my mom having to reach out to my dad, and she was like, I just remember her grabbing the phone and going, Jared, and I was just like, she do not want to talk to this man. No, she don't. And I can hear him on the other side of the phone like, all right, Sharon. She got off the phone. She was like, oh, fuck, I can't fucking stand him. Just goddamn fuck it. But she will always catch herself. But it doesn't stop you from seeing those moments. Like, I vividly know my parents don't like each other. But even at my engagement, I'm thankful that they can be in the same space. And my dad does this thing in the Sagittarius of his life where he like attaches himself to people, And my mom's like ex-friend is a Leo man. And
I saw that.
You know, like, so they was over there like chopping it. And my mom
she was
like,
she was like, look at them.
Talking to my godmother. And my godmother like,
So
girl, what's tea? Like,
your little sister was like that too. She was just like, that's funny that they think that we don't know that they talking about my mother. It's just like, I was like, that does make sense.
It's just such a weird dynamic. And I love when my godmother is around.
I was just like, tea.
I love when my godmother is around because her and my mom are like lifelong friends. So she'd be like, girl, like, because she calls I call my godmother my Aunt Nikki, but she calls her by her real name. She calls her Nikki too.
She's coming to the wedding, right?
I would hope so. I hope my godmommy comes.
She live in a different state?
No, my godmommy, she lives here. Oh. I just hope I don't talk to my godmother often. Just life in general. Like, I need to do more.
Godmom at all.
I need to talk to my godmom more. Because I know that this lady loved me down.
In Texas.
You got all the more reason to go down there. Godparents are a godsend. Like,
it was just random.
Yeah.
Like,
I have two godchildren I don't see.
You know the situation of me being on this earth, it was not even like planned. No. I mean, of course, a lot of kids aren't planned, but me specifically, I know me. It was like
But you do have a support system that you just kind of don't utilize. But it's mainly because the resources are distant.
Yeah.
And to an extent.
And because I don't truly... Like,
I was gonna say it's like it's low key non-existent. It exists, but the relationship is non-existent when it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, it's a little shitty. Black people have to do a better job of it. Like, overall, we need to do a better job of like utilizing community, right? Like, when specifically Black people, we sign up for those godparent roles and then don't do shit.
And I think it's also like. I love my mom to death, but I also think it's because of the way that she interacted with like friendships and family and things. Like, I don't really truly know how to reach out to people because it's like she's not close to them.
Let me teach you, girl. I'm famous for getting on Facebook. I see somebody with the same last name. I'd be like, you know Nancy.
There's people trying to add me on Facebook, and I'd be like,
Adam,
you are friends with my aunt. You don't have the same last name as me.
That's how I found my grandfather.
I don't like that.
That's how I found my mother's father. Oh. Now, granted, he a crackhead. He did ask me for some money, and the first time he messaged me,
and you was like, no.
No, I told my mother immediately. I was like, hey, this man looks a lot like you. Like, just I know she was like, that's your grandfather, and don't you ever fucking speak to that man. I don't ever block him. Don't you ever speak to him. And my mom has a very tainted relationship with her father. She's like, fuck that nigga. My mom has a half sister who's also like, fuck that nigga. Yeah. I have cousins who are like, listen to me. Do not speak to your grandfather. So I don't. Yeah. But I'm the type, you know me.
Yeah.
I want to bridge the gap with everybody.
Yeah.
I don't give, we can have the same last name, nigga. If your nose is the same with this mine, I'm going to assume we related. Nigga, you going to talk to me, okay? I'm famous for wanting to bridge the gap with people. And I don't do a really good job of maintaining those relationships because I'm an out of sight, out of mind individual.
And that's my issue too. Because then I feel bad. Like, damn.
But honestly, when I see them, like if I see them on social media, I comment. Yeah. If I see them, I do my best. My father got an ex-girlfriend who I'm very close with. Like, she should have been my mama at some point, is how I feel. Like, they should have gotten married because I think they have such a good dynamic with one another. But they dated like in high school and, you know, they just close. But it's to the point where, like, if something happened to her, downright, like, we ride and I want to go to brunch, I want to do all the things. Like, I want to hang out with her daughter. Like, I want a relationship with people. I didn't have strong relationships growing up. So I want these very strong relationships. The strongest relationships I got is with my Golden Girls. You know, they my homies, but they 60s and they 70s. I need some people closer to my age where I can go. My husband's uncle just recently passed, his great uncle, and his uncles were in town, cousins were in town, and they're like 40s, you know, like
that's not too far.
I think Greg is in his 40s, but he funny as shit. And he's literally the type of person where I keep telling my husband, like, I understand that there's like a 10-12 year age difference in y'all, but these are the type of motherfuckers you need to be around. Like, they live in Virginia, babe. We can go down there for the weekend. Go kick it with your uncles. Like, go kick it with your cousins. Go kick it with your family. There's nothing wrong with not knowing these people in your younger years and saying, like, I don't want that to last always. That's the point of family. If my family told me that there was an open door, like anytime you in Virginia slide through, don't tell me that, because I'm going to take advantage of it. Don't tell me that.
Yeah, once a month.
And I'm the type of motherfucker where when you tell me that we family, I immediately get comfortable. You have to reel me back in because I'm balls to the wall. So if you tell me, like, girl, you ain't got to ask me to go in that fridge. I'm going to walk in the fridge. I'm like, y'all hungry? And I'm going to make breakfast. I'm going to do things, food. You know? That's who I am. So I just advise more people, like, man, get close with your family and just be okay with just getting too comfortable at first and then having to reel it back in. Because sometimes family be looking for you to break that ice. Yeah. because they don't want to say like, yeah, girl, you can have whatever you want. Yeah, you could do this. Yeah, you could do that, because they don't want to feel like they falsifying the front or they pushing that shit on you. Nah, nigga, you, what, I gotta take my shoes off before I come in here? Can I sit right here on the couch? You feel me? Like what you? All right, so what y'all be in here doing? Like, what? All right, what time y'all do dinner? Like, I take 3 showers a day. That's cool. Because, you know, like, I be using water and shit. Like, I just want to make sure that's good. I'm that type of family member. I don't want to stay at hotels. I want to stay at my cousin's house. Like, we down here for the weekend. I want to stay at my cousin's house. I want to be in the house. I want to wake up. If you tell me that this lady is, like, my active grandmother, that's active granny. What granny need? Like, fuck is you talking about? I think the only person that I'm not really close to now is my grandmother's husband. But that's because he bedridden. Yeah. He do be trying to get me come around there smoking.
I was about to say he
every time I go in there, he be like,
cool with you want to hit this?
What do? I be like,
hilarious.
It's just something about it. I can't smoke with my grandfather. I can't. My cousin do go around there though, be kicking it with him, and I like that dynamic between them. I know my family don't really fuck with it, but I think with my grandfather passing away when he did and having that divide, my cousin, he needs that. Like, he needs an older man to talk to. And I know Mr. Al a little lucid because he be in the bed all the time. Yeah. But he has a good word for him. Like, he has encouraging words. And it's so much so to the point where my cousin bring his friends over there. Aww. So I know that if my cousin feel like he can bring his homies around, he feels safe. Because Jordan don't get comfortable with no man. Like, he just don't. So to see that, I'd be like, listen, y'all can have a problem with him going there and smoking with Mr. L. But if Mr. L say that Jordan and his homies can come in there and smoke with him, then let them go in there and do it. Black dynamics is different. I know niggas who smoke and drink with their granny. I don't. But if my granny wanted to, I probably would. Yeah. How you bridge the relationship with your people is how you bridge the relationship with your people. I didn't start drinking around my grandfather until I turned 21. But once I started drinking, my folks like, you want to drink? Now it's a little distant because, you know.
Yeah. There's actually a family reunion on my dad's side that's happening today. And I'm just like...
Wait, girl.
They were talking about paying, and I'm just like, I ain't paying for shit. I'm like the youngest.
Do I get a t-shirt?
They did have t-shirts, but I think they paid for the t-shirts too, like I'm separately.
Cool. Oh no, we're not doing that. Nah, you always supposed to have the one cousin who y'all send the money to. They steal a little bit of money out of it because they behind on the bill and they put the shit back right before the order. That's what, man. Nah, fuck that. Nah, fuck that. We would have been in that bitch lit.
Look, they probably would have been like, when did you come about? Like talking about you.
They're gonna be like, you got something you want to tell us? Cause you know me, I'm fucking gonna be like, cousin. I'm gonna be sitting down eating food and shit. Like, all right, who you related to?
Yeah, they like messaging and stuff right now.
Yeah, I'd be like, who grandbaby is you? You know Ernestine.
I was about to send a message about my sister not coming, but yeah.
Yeah, don't fuck around and play with me.
Right.
I go to everybody's family reunion, fucking around. I'd be too comfortable with people's families.
Yeah, they at the mall. Or something, I don't know.
At the mall? For the
I don't know what mall they at, but
yeah,
they just like stopped at the mall, I guess. I don't know, when is it? Oh, I was going to brunch at Miss Shirley's on Rolling. Okay. Would y'all like to go to the wine festival on Sunday? See, like, I don't know.
And that's too late. Why y'all asking me 48 hours before the shit go on? Like,
they old. I'm the youngest. That's what I'm saying. I'm the youngest here.
I love being that. I love being the young. I'm the youngest person.
I always feel like somebody gonna say something out the way.
I be looking forward to
it. Because of the dynamic.
Check it.
Because of the dynamic of
clock it.
Like, one of my aunts or great cousins or something, she was like, I ain't seen you since the baby shower. And I was like, I was at the baby shower? And they were just like, yeah.
Your own baby shower?
We had the baby shower after you were born.
I kind of fuck with that though. Like, hold up, I kind of fuck with that because you're supposed to be showering the baby. Why you don't call it a mama shower?
That's how I feel.
I'm thankful for my baby shower. People gave me gifts too, like shit I could use for myself. Cause now when you think about it, like I am getting ready to give a whole like birth.
That little boppy thing, that pregnancy pillow, I want one now.
I used that boppy because, like, first I was using it to like actually like prop him up, like the But once he got old enough to not fuck with her no more, that shit was a pillow.
My sister would not let me touch that thing. Girl, she was just like,
because that shit is a godsend. You don't really understand how much you appreciate shit.
She let me lay on it once, and I was like,
that should have changed your life.
What?
Was it the long one or the circular one?
She had both,
bro.
I think she had just the circular one for when she had my niece. So first pregnancy. The second pregnancy, because her and that baby father were actually together, they went all the... She had the long one. I was like, let me.
That's what I'm talking about. Yo, I'm about to get me another one. That shit go crazy.
I'm about to get me
like
one.
under your back.
Yes,
when
they
you
got one on TikTok.
Oh,
Get one on TikTok for free.
Yes, girl. Look, see, looking so good. Knock that shit over. That motherfucking pillow be the truth, child.
Get one on TikTok for free. See if they send you two.
They better. Cause shit, it be a dual pack. Be in this bitch laying down like, all right, Jaded in the moment. Fuck. That shit be too good, man.
It do.
That should be too good. I'm telling you, pregnant people get all the fucking the best amenities when they first have a kid. You don't even realize it's good because you fucking depressed.
Right.
I ain't know how good I had it.
PTSD and shit.
It's certain shit that I wish that I would still do even after having a kid, like putting witch hazel on pads and putting it in your underwear. Really good for your vagina. Great. In the summertime, like my plus size ladies with fupas.
Like to.
No, I don't know what it did. It just was to like heal like hemorrhoids, tearing, any type of like discomfort. Ladies, listen. Put some witch hazel on your drawers. Put your drawers in the freezer. Like let them get cold, like to the point where that part gets hard, and then wear them throughout the. Y'all don't be the pregnancy shit be hitting. Just to make these ice packs that you had to like twist the pot and you slide that bitch into your drawers and the pad already this motherfucking big. It's going from the front of your fucking up your back.
Seen those.
Oh my god,
like literally up your back.
Oh
like
my
it
god,
would be right here.
That shit is so good. Then you got the squirt bottle.
Yeah,
oh, man, y'all listen. Pregnancy is where it's at.
They need
until you got to raise the baby.
They need to treat like being on your menstrual like that, because that's basically
for
what it
sure.
is.
That
get that
shit,
girl that squeezy bottle so she can get that blood off her coochie.
I might have to start doing that.
Make period packages.
That witch hazel and them ice packs is the fucking truth. I don't give a fuck when nobody say that shit is the truth. Okay, fuck the TRUTH, TRUFF. Okay, the truth. All right, 2 O's. That shit is so good, man. I don't like pregnancy. I don't wish it on nobody. I hated it for myself.
Some people like it.
People love being pregnant. Can't relate.
I think the glow. That's the only thing, but you can get that.
La Roche-Posay.
I was about to say you can get
and some fucking castor oil weekly, and don't wash your face with soap in the morning. Like easy shit.
Don't wash your face with soap
in the morning when you wash your face. Use just water. Mm-hmm. If you want to use soap, use a very light amount, like doop, and then that. Mm-hmm. But throughout the day, right, that's when the impurities and shit get on your face. So you don't want this clean face hitting all these impurities. Let the impurities sit on your face so your body develops whatever the fuck the dermatologist was saying. And then wash your face with a really good soap at night.
I mean, I usually do my face regimen at night anyway, but if I skip it that night, I'll try to do it in the morning. And usually I don't go anywhere. But if I do my wash in the morning and I plan on going out, I put sunscreen because I'm like, I need a barrier on my shit because I use the liquid exfoliant, and I know that can make my face really sensitive. Dry, so, and
you got to be careful exfoliating your face and then going out in the sun. Yeah, for some reason they say don't do that. I don't know what the fuck. I guess the little tears. Yeah. Oh.
It's real sensitive to the, skin cancer.
Girl, I be using that same apricot scrub from when we was a kid that they say you're not supposed to use. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's why my shit is kind of like was fucked up. Yeah, because it's not fucked up no more. My shit.
I'm going back to using grease. Sulfur 8, apricot scrub.
What do you mean you haven't used grease?
I don't grease my scalp with grease. I use coconut oil.
Ma'am, no. Mm-hmm. First of all, me and coconut oil don't get along.
Really?
Anyway. Yeah, it makes my shit.
Sweet love the coconut oil.
It makes my shit flake up. It makes my eczema flare up.
But coconut oil is also really fatty.
But that's what you need when you have eczema.
No, when you got eczema, vitamin E oils.
I use shea butter and that's fatty.
No, when you have it's good. Yeah. When you have eczema, kokum butter.
I do like kokum.
Kokum,
but
shea.
That's fatty too.
They're high in fat, but it's a different type of fat. So like the omega-3s and shit that's from it is really good. Shea butter comes from, because me, I used to be in my motherfucking butter bag. I need to start making more butters for people who have eczema, because my mom has eczema and it's not half as bad with the salve that I used to make, and I'm like, I need to go back into business for that. But yeah, kokum, mango, vitamin E, and then using, I'm gonna give you the list. I'm gonna give you my secret recipe. Okay. I'm gonna give you the list of butters oils and butters to mix together, and it should be a ratio of 2 oils to 1 butter. So it should be like, you should be able to put it in your hand and it immediately melt. Okay. Because what you want to do is you want to put that on, and then you want to put on socks or something to lock that moisture in. Of course, people with eczema know don't take hot showers, take lukewarm showers, and then don't try to stay away from like dairy and shit like that. All the shit that you regularly do. But I'm telling you that I got that secret shit. I got it from the Afrikaans. You feel me? I put that shit together. Put my little coochie juice, sprinkle juice on there, my little confidence like that. And it did it. Yeah. I don't actually put my coochie juice in it, but I could if they want me to. If Erykah Badu could sell pussy incense, I could sell pussy body butter.
She still sell them, by the way.
I'm going to get me some. Because I was thinking about that. I ain't never get me no coochie incense. I'm
going
to bring them in here. We're going to have Badu pussy everywhere for all the peoples. It's going to be smelling like coochie in this bitch. I hope it smells good.
I hope it does, too.
What if it smells like lake trout?
We got to look at it.
It's going to smell like old oil in this bitch. It's going to smell like Emerson Village. Oh, my God. You remember driving by Emerson Village? You could smell the oil. You could smell that they was frying fish. I'm like, I am literally at least a mile away from the front door. Like, I'm not even in the parking lot. I'm still on the fucking block coming up the Cooks
That would make
Lane.
me want some lake trout even more.
Nigga, it was days where I'd be like, maybe I should stop.
That's the sad part because, like, this is about to sound so fat. When I smell mustiness, it doesn't make me go like, ew, cheesesteaks. It make me go like, damn, when was the last time I had a cheesesteak? And I could go for one right now. Like
that's the way they ADHD. It's that trigger.
I be like,
that trigger.
Cheesesteaks.
That's that trigger.
It's when it's like a different type of must. Like it gotta be like the cheesesteak smell with something like else with
like
it.
a little
then,
sweet.
Yes, then that makes me like, Earl.
I feel like there's a difference between people who stink and people who just a little funky, right? Like if you a little funky
out in the sun and shit and you sweating, you gonna be a little funky.
But if you stink,
if you ain't putting no deodorant on, and you eat bad, because some people can not put deodorant on and eat really like good and they be fine. They smell like what they eat.
You know what be tripping me out? People who don't wash their ass thoroughly and then have the nerve to like sweat. And they know they sweat, but I hate the booty smell.
You smell like ass. You smell like you took a shit.
Oh my God, I hate the booty smell so bad. Like, it's such a distinct smell too. Like, it's a distinct ass smell. And it's not the same for everybody, but you know when it's their ass. Like, you know when it's not their underarms. You know specifically when it's their ass.
They usually have a look with them too, though.
Yeah.
You can tell it's them by when you look at them.
Like, why do you smell like ass?
Like, why you crack out?
How do you smell like ass?
That's how you smell like ass, because your ass crack is out.
Like, if I'm home,
your fucking pants.
Like, I be home. When I'm ovulating, I don't wear underwear. When I'm home, because I'm in the house. Yeah. But there's a smell that comes from ovulate. It just, that's
the pheromones.
When it becomes just a little too much, go hop up in that shower. Same thing with dick pheromones. When your balls when you getting swamp ass, you can't sit in that. You feel me? When your coochie is just coochieing for the day, you can't just be allowing that shit to happen. You got to wash your motherfucking ass with some antibacterial soap. Fuck a Dove. Fuck that bird. You need to get some Safeguard. You need some Dial. Get the gold one or the white one. No Irish Spring. Don't fuck that. You need antibacterial. Get some Bacitracin. Get some something.
I ain't heard Bacitracin in so long.
You gotta. And I want y'all to squirt
such an old lady. I
don't want no Dr. Bronner's.
Get some
none of that. Nope. Get some Hibiclens. Put the Hibiclens on there. It's red. Okay. I want you to squeeze that thing on there.
It's blue.
It's the blue bottle, but the stuff in there red. Yeah, girl, you can squeeze that. Girl, I keep Hibiclens in my fucking shower all the time. I'm an old ass lady.
There was a lady that was talking about how to lighten up your booty hole.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Mm-hmm. She said get your Hibiclens and then you use what you were telling me.
Salicylic acid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a little bit of peroxide. And you put it, and then you take a Q-tip and you put it on your booty like that, boop. And now it do sting a little bit.
Of course.
Yeah. Or put a little bit of the Hibiclens in the tub and soak your coochie meat. Get in there, right? And spread your legs just like that. And when you get down in the water.
If you're a big girl, get in there sideways.
Yeah, and then just let it slosh around and just get the coochie meat and stuff. And you
get one of them yoni pots.
No. Get your ass in there. No,
I'm saying, and like put it on there, like just dump the yoni pot in your
old
shit.
School. You got to soak that shit. Soak that puss. Soak that puss. Soak the balls.
Is douching.
Okay. I'm not
douching shit.
No water.
Douching.
I will take a little bit of water and get up in there if I feel
use
like
that little spray bottle, like
if it's necessary. If I need to get in the hole for any reason,
the Periclins.
You feel me? But what I'm not doing is I'm not taking no water and vinegar and squirting up in my shit. Y'all don't even understand how that's fucking up your pH balance.
That pussy back.
And it don't. It doesn't help at all. You know why snapping the pussy back? Because your insides are inflamed. It's a temporary fix. If you really want to tighten your coochie, you get some Benoit balls. You can do a couple Kegels, whatever the fuck they want to call them.
Balls make me nervous.
I think something wrong with my coochie because anytime I put something in there foreign, like a Ben
be
Wa
like,
bottle, no, it take it and it just don't want to give it back. Like I gotta get in there and I gotta like scoop and dig. That's why I'm always afraid. Like, like it just, like I don't want it to get stuck in there. Child. Trying to get a tampon out sometimes, I'd be like,
yeah.
It don't want to give it back. It's like, no, I want to keep it. Yes. And I'd be like, and like, you feel me? Not to brag. Shit, you feel me? It just don't want to give it back. It don't. Like, even like a toy, it will not, just, it's in there. It be like, it's almost like, motherfucker, give me my shit back, bitch. Because it just don't want to come out. I don't know what it
got
is.
Attachment.
Yeah, my coochie like... Because at one point in my life, I wasn't even using that thing. Now I'm trying to put some miles on it. You feel me? I'm getting married. I'm like, babe, come on. Like, let's put this bitch on the highway. Come on. Like, let's do this. Break my back down. I want it on the steps. And kind of do I want it over here? Do I want it over there? Do I want it on the chair? Fuck you talking about? Fuck Sam, I am. Okay, Petey Pablo. Ho. Freak a leak. That's how I want it. That's how I want it, child.
You ovulate.
I'm like a feral cat. I'm like, I told you, they're going to put me to sleep. It's getting bad. It is getting real bad.
Wake her up when she not ovulating.
No, this is a really wild week for me. Child. Somebody fix it, Jesus, because this is getting bad for everybody. I'm going to fuck around and hump the floor. Like, I don't give a shit.
Not you hunching.
Just... you gotta get that shit. You gotta get that shit. Stop playing dope fiend games.
Remember at Pride when I was sitting there and I was just like, why does it that usually that hurts when it feels, but that was like, but that feel
it was all the
I was like, all right. Yeah, literally it was like,
no, it was so we'll talk about that on Patreon. We can get into that, child, because this was Natasha's first Pride experience. We can definitely do that over on Patreon because y'all
brother.
Hello, brother. Hello, father. Please ticks mosquitoes. Really? You don't remember the canine advantage?
Yes, I do. I like it. He had the little ascot on.
I want one. Not an ascot.
That's what made me a lab. That was a lab.
You know what made me a lab? When my aunt told me I looked like a Labrador Retriever when I was born. Now I'm triggered. Wait, this bitch tried to invite me to a comedy show tonight. I need to remind her. Bitch, you remember you told me I looked like a little black lab when I was born? She told me I was just so furry. What the fuck would you tell me that for?
Because you was a hairy baby.
I'm going to show you my baby picture one day. I was not a furry child. I did have like a Frodo and some sideburns. But that's beside the fucking point. She called me a black lab.
Information for this week?
Let me see.
I'm going to start putting it in the description. But I partially don't want to because then that's going to make y'all watch all the way to the end.
Soak that puss. I will soak my puss. Mm-hmm.
I will wash my meat.
The same way you wash that chicken before you put it in that pot is the same way you wash them genitals before you be dropping them off in anybody, okay?
Do you rinse off your ground meat?
No. I don't know why. It's already ground up. I feel like if I make it wet,
it's like sometimes there be blood in the package.
Oh, well. And sometimes there be blood in my package.
That ain't never stopped nobody.
You feel me? Hey,
trying to
ain't stop nothing but a sentence. Check. And that's till I started getting real spiritual. And I was like, we can't be doing this shit no more, baby. Bye.